So I was watching this documentary. It was one of those train wreck documentaries, like Woodstock 99, train wreck Woodstock 99, and
yeah, and Poop Cruise.
Poop Cruise.
Did you watch that one?
I haven't seen Poop Cruise.
I haven't seen Poop Cruise
so
either.
So excited for Poop Cruise.
I have heard, like, somebody just gave me the synopsis of Poop Cruise, and
it sounds like a fucking Family Guy like cutaway.
Dude, do you know like the logistics of what they did? Like,
yeah, they gave him bags to poop in and stuff, right?
Well, okay, kind of, right? So, yes, and they were
Apple
like,
juice.
hey, you have to poop in these buckets and bags and stuff, and then you can put them outside, and we'll collect them and figure them out, right? But like the collection was like every 12 hours, which is like, it's
all
like
it's all you can eat shrimp
So
on
the-
those
so-
fucking cruise ships.
Okay, well, it gets worse. So then
Did
like
you watch this documentary, or this is just hearsay?
this isn't hearsay. Well, I mean, it's from a person that watched the documentary and
Gotcha.
told me about it.
Gotcha,
You
okay.
know, but then what happened was they felt so bad that everybody was like having a horrible time and shitting and pooping in buckets and having to keep their shit in bags that they opened up the bar. So then
my
everybody
God.
everybody just gets fucking ripped, right? Well, you know what drunk people like to do?
Shit.
Pee and poop wherever they find. So everybody just starts peeing in the hallways and shit and just like not giving a
Ugh.
fuck. And it
Also,
just descended into chaos.
I don't know about you, but when I'm hungover, that's not a pleasant toilet experience. And to do that in a fucking bag.
No, it's definitely bad.
So I'm watching this documentary, or I watched it. Trainwreck, Storm Area 51. You guys all remember it. What are you gasping at?
My sister just texted me a pretty insane story. She's at Lake Tahoe this weekend. And she goes, we went to a nude beach and it was pretty chill. We didn't intentionally go. We just swam by and sat on the rocks nearby. But there was this couple.
Fucking?
But there's typos. This couple was staring at us and they were like 60 years old. Dick out and hard, and she blows him in public. Illegal. That's what she says.
Well, it's a nude beach. Isn't that like the
You
point
can't fuck on a nude beach, dude.
They weren't fucking.
You can't.
How do you know?
Huh?
You read the bylaws?
No, but you can't. It's indecent.
No,
you
but I
can't
think
do
that's
that.
no, but it's not indecent exposure because I think nude beaches are private property. That's why they have like when you walk along the beach. My dad has a hilarious photo because he fishes on the surf, and you walk and it says like a nude beach in like a mile.
Well, maybe that's the case, but in some of them. But I know that there's a nude beach in New Jersey, and I know for a fact that you can't be
Can't get a
doing
blowj?
you can't be doing all that. I had a friend that was arrested in Jersey.
For getting a blowj on a fucking.
It wasn't getting a blowj, but there was anyway. They were doing inappropriate things and they got arrested. That's crazy though. Fucking middle-aged couple just sucking dick at Lake Tahoe.
I mean, it's like Tahoe, dude. It's a nice area sometimes, you know.
Yeah, dude. Nice area. You gotta get a Hummer every now and again in a nice area. Okay, so
Nothing gets me hornier than clear water.
all right, so you were watching the train wreck.
Area 51. The Storm Area 51. We all remember the fucking meme. They can't stop us all. If we Naruto run, they can't shoot us. We'll be faster than their bullets. Remember that?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that.
If you don't remember, everyone remembers, but it was this meme. It was like a Facebook event, and it had like millions of people saying they were going to go, and the memes were just, silly, and the event page just became a meme page. And the kid who started it, he was like some fucking 20-year-old kid who works at a vape shop. And
As they all are.
No, dude, literally, he looks like fucking Sonny Moore. Like he looks like Skrillex in 2009.
Nice.
So he's like freaking out because he thinks it's really cool, but then like the government gets involved, and it's this big scandal because the little town like outside of Area 51 is like 9 people, and they're like millions of people are gonna show up on this date, and this lady owns a fucking diner / campground, and she books out her entire campground. It's like many acres, and she like books out like 100 things for this fucking one weekend. Anyway, so it's this huge thing, and the government's involved, and they're interviewing these fucking army dudes. They're like, it's a national security problem, blah blah blah. What if these people actually do storm the Capitol? What if these people actually do storm Area 51?
Storm the Capitol, David. You have an opinion that you want to share with us on the podcast?
No, but I got a horn hat.
Okay.
I don't have a horn hat. So they're freaking out. Oh, okay. Whatever. Whole thing goes down. Government's freaking out. Kids almost getting sued. People are getting involved. There's a big scandal.
Sued by who?
The town.
Oh, they don't want the people to show up.
No, the town's like, fuck this.
Except for the lady that's cashing
and the
out on the
lady's getting
campground.
sued, and then these other people come in. She's suing other people. Lawsuits everywhere. Total fucking train wreck. And anyway, we were talking about the government spending money. Get at the end of the documentary. This is a spoiler, but it's not that a spoiler. They give the numbers of like who made and owes what at the end. So the lady who was like supposedly going to run this festival, she sued this production company that fucked her over because she like fronted all this money to like buy the stage and the porta potties and blah blah blah, and then they were supposed to pay her back and they like didn't. Anyway, so I guess at the end of the documentary, I felt so bad for her. She walked away with $3 million in a lawsuit. The kid who put it on, he ended up at a different thing. He made like $1,500 selling T-shirts, but didn't make any money. But it was just whatever. The government spent $11 million
On what?
beefing up security and other.
Oh, at Area 51.
Area 51, $11 million.
They should do a music festival out at that town, though.
No, they shouldn't. The people don't want it.
Well, I don't think anybody wants a music festival in their town.
It was interesting.
I don't think the people in Delaware like it when Firefly happens. In fact, I'm pretty sure that they are well documented in hating it. But it's not a thing anymore, so there is that.
Firefly's done?
Yeah.
Peace out.
They haven't had one in a minute.
That's something we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it was interesting to see like the reactions, and obviously putting on a music festival is like a lot. And this kid was like, "We're gonna make it a music festival." He started it, and then just thinking like, "Yeah, we'll just like fucking put a stage up and call it a day." And then these other people got involved, and it's like, you need this, you need that, you need the other thing, and
I also
the
think
thread that goes through the whole the whole thing is like this town has like no facilities, right? There's like one restaurant and then like people's
Right.
houses, and so it's like, how are you going to accommodate like
there is no resources. Like, what are
Yeah.
you gonna do?
like water?
Like, I mean, say they figured out water and toilets. The problem is, like, there's not enough people working locally for you to contract,
Mhm.
like, people to come do waste management, waste disposal for 200,000
You have to.
people.
That was
you
the whole
know?
thing. They're like, to put this on, like, you need to bring everything. There's nothing here.
Yeah.
It's interesting because then you think about like Coachella, which is obviously like the biggest fucking festival in America, and they have like Coachella Valley or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like permanently a thing, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like Spirit Halloween
No.
where like you just find a random storefront. Like it's a thing that requires massive amounts of infrastructure.
And it's very specific, too. I mean,
Yeah.
think about, when we went to Desert Days, like, the
Yeah.
infrastructure was not there.
Yeah.
And they got very lucky. But
remember that mountain of trash?
yeah, Trash Mountain.
Trash Mountain was
Dude.
real at Desert Days.
Maybe we should film a documentary about Desert Days.
It was truly an iconic festival. But yeah, like that was a small festival. That was like less than 50,000 people.
Way less. It was
Yeah.
like 19,000 tickets, I think, were sold that year.
Yeah, and there was a fucking trash mountain in the middle of the campsite because they didn't have enough trash cans.
Well, that campsite was equipped for like families camping at the actual designated campsites, which were probably about 20 in that area, realistically. And there was probably like 300 campsites for the festival, you know? No porta potties, which was the only campsite that didn't have them. Every other one that we walked through did. But that's because they last minute added that to the lease for the festival, you know? Dude, remember when we got there and it just seemed like we were fucked? They were like, yeah, people have been waiting in this line for 6 hours. And then it turned out to be amazing.
Yeah, we talked about this a lot when we first started, because this was like around the same time we started the podcast again, a couple years back or whatever. But if you're relatively new, Carl and I went to this music festival called Desert Days. It was the Tame Impala fucking Lonerism 10-year reunion.
And also the 10-year anniversary of the festival itself.
Yeah, and it's at Lake Paris, and it's on a fucking lake, and it was the biggest festival they had done. It was the biggest thing. We show up, they said like the box office was going to be open till 11. We got there at like 10, and there's this huge line of people, and they shut it down, and it was a total nightmare. Anyway, we get our tickets, we get in line, and there was this huge line of cars, and we were talking to everybody. They're like, yeah, we've been here for like 3.5 hours, just like parked. We lucked out. We came in, and then maybe like 45 minutes later, the line started moving.
If we had shown up 10 minutes later, we would have actually been completely fucked. Because remember, you and Justine got your tickets, and I was peeing.
Yeah.
And then I went over, and they had closed it down, and then they convinced them to reopen it.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the last like 7 people's tickets for the day. But what if we had showed up like a little bit closer to 11 o'clock,
We
the
would have been
posted
cooked.
time?
We
Yeah.
would have been cooked. So there's this huge, they oversell camping. They didn't have enough, so they had to like emergency buy new land. And there was this like extra campsite, like half mile up this fucking road. So they emergency buy that, and then they just file a bunch of people in. And they had people like, all right, you go here, you go there. But there's like 3 traffic people for hundreds of cars. People were just parking fucking wherever they wanted. And
Yeah, and I'm sure they had time to slate out like spots at the other campgrounds, but this one they just like, I think they put posts in the ground and like had string with the reflective ribbon tied to it to like designate where to drive your car, but they didn't have any of the spots.
yeah.
I remember like as soon as people got into the campground, they started like pulling around and backing into like these random spots, and we were like, I think I remembered I asked a guy like, oh, can you go over there? And they're like, we're trying our best to keep everybody in order, and they're going to tell those people that they have to move either later tonight or tomorrow morning, and they're going to be pissed and have to move to some spot they don't want. That didn't end up happening,
Yeah.
which I was actually like, it's better that way than to cause a scene and make like 30 people have to start driving around
Yeah,
when
like
they're all
6
fucked up
a.m..
on, yeah.
6 a.m. Everyone's hungover, and some dude's starting up his fucking 97 Tahoe.
But it was also kind
Running
of sick
people
because
over in
we
their
just
sleeping
we
bags.
just stole like about 50 extra square feet because we tied up that hammock.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was a mess, and everyone. The joke amongst the festival goers was that it was like fucking Firefest, but everybody was in still a really good mood.
Yeah, it was a great mess.
It was a great mess, and everybody had a horrible experience, but the best experience at the same time. And that's really what music festivals should be about, you know? How about all the fucking hate that like Coachella got this?
It did?
I feel like Coachella has been getting a lot of hate. It's just too big for its britches, you know?
In reference to what? What
There
sort
was a
stuff
lot
did
of
you-
I remember seeing a lot of shit where it's like these crowds are ass. It's just a bunch of influencers. No one's actually there to see the music, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, I mean I feel like it's been turning into that for quite a while. I think.
Yeah, I
that
think it might
people say
maybe
that.
it just came to a head in the past couple years. But I remember when we first moved here, Carl and I both used to work for this fucking valet company that we would like valet private events and shit like that. And I remember valeting this one thing, and it was a Coachella like influencer event. It was up in the Hollywood Hills, and influencers were supposed to like come, and they were gonna get like gift bags with a bunch of like fucking products and stuff in them. And just that singular event, I remember like there was like hundreds of people, like not an exaggeration, hundreds of fucking people coming to get these goodie bags of like shirts and fucking clothes and fucking whatever. All this shit that these companies were giving away to give to influencers just to wear at Coachella. And I don't know, you think about like influencers going to Coachella and like, yeah, my outfit's fucking this from JCPenney or
Yeah,
whatever
right.
the fuck. But like the scale at which that actually happens is truly insane.
No, it's really like kind of gross. You know, when you see how the sausage gets made,
Yeah.
it's like fucking disturbing. You know.
I'm like, how is there this many like famous people like with fucking thousands of followers, millions of followers, whatever.
I don't know. It's weird that. I mean, there's no limit to it, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I also just feel like the effectiveness of being an influencer is not anywhere as close to what it used to be because now everybody is an influencer.
Well, that's the other point too. It's like these companies are spending X amount of money, whatever the fuck
It's gonna pop. They're
I feel like it might have already.
I mean, yeah, maybe. You know that guy Petey that does all of the videos of like his Instagram is PDUSA, and he was in a Super Bowl commercial this
Who
past
is
year.
this?
It's a dude with long hair and a beard, and he films like multiple characters, but they're all him. And he's like, "Hey, dude, you trying to fill up that hole with water? Oh, did you try using a hose?" And then he'll play like a neighbor that comes up as well. He's like, "Oh, hey, hey, guys, what are you doing? Hey, I was just asking this guy about this hole. Oh, did you try using a hose? Yeah, I tried using a hose. You haven't seen this guy? He like does like a million different characters and they all just say
No.
the same shit.
It doesn't sound super cool.
He has like a nuance to his acting that makes it pretty funny when he does it. And then he was also in a Super Bowl commercial doing the same thing, but like for Doritos or whatever the fuck. And I just saw, so he's trying to finally like transition this brand that he's built up for a few years now to like promote his music. And he waited such a long time. Like I mean I don't follow him, but I've seen him here and there over the years. His music is fucking lit. And he's got huge crowds because people know him as like this guy that does these weird, funny videos. So like he's been on tour.
Yeah, I've never seen that guy.
But he's an interesting case of like one of these guys that transcended. You know, like he was just like a funny dude on TikTok, and then he started like doing these fucking Super Bowl commercials, and now his music is actually starting to like pay off from it, which is
You
pretty
got
sick.
Fucking Joji. That's his name, right?
Yeah,
Filthy Frank.
but he transitioned before the TikTok like bubble. Like he was a YouTuber that went to music, and then he kind of blew up. You know, before it wasn't like he was you know, TikTok influencer gone serious musician. And so many people don't know that he was Filthy Frank too, which is also hilarious.
Is that true? Like, I hear you because I also hear like, oh, dude, no one knows he's actually Filthy Frank. But
Well, it's not no one.
I only hear people being like, dude, no one knows. I think everybody knows. I think that's
Well,
just like
no. Because Filthy Frank, as popular as he was not like humor for everybody. There's not like like current 18-year-old girls that know what Filthy Frank was. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Like Joji is massive pop music for everybody. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's sad boy, whatever. Sure. But it's for everyone.
I don't know. What do you think, audience? What do you guys think? Is there? Let me give you a quick little story here. The other day, I sent that video in our fucking group chat of me on that skateboard.
Yeah.
I made this video.
Let's just put it up right here.
Okay, here's my video. Cool. So I made that video for you guys. Because I thought it would make you guys laugh. And then Colin was like, dude, you got to put that on the internet. You got to put that on the internet. And I was like, all right. So I posted it on TikTok. And
You doing numbers on TikTok, bro?
no. But, like, I'm not going to lie, I got, like, a little bit weirded out for, like, a fucking fraction of a second. Because now, we don't go viral very often, but we've gone viral on TikTok a couple times on this podcast, 1 or 2 times. And there's like, when you post something, like when the first clip that really went viral for us was the Velocipaster clip. And like, I remember posting that on TikTok, and pretty instantly, like the second I posted it, like you'd hit refresh, 2 likes. You hit refresh, 5 likes.
Yeah.
Like it happens pretty fucking quickly. And by the time you reach like 500 views, it's got X amount of likes. It's all about that ratio, son. And then the same thing happened with the fucking, actually no, the Leprechaun video. I don't remember watching it, but like, and I posted that fucking video, and sure enough, like 10 seconds after I posted it, like boom, 2 likes from people I didn't know. Boom. And I was like, oh my God. Like I got kind of scared for a second. I was like, is this the thing that's going to go fucking viral? Is this stupid fucking video I made?
I would expect it to be completely honest with you.
I mean,
I think the only reason that it wouldn't was because the Monster label wasn't turned outwards, just because luck of the draw, like where you drank out of the can. But I was like, dude, I mean, it's fucking funny. It's funny as shit. And I think everybody would think it's funny. Like,
if you're like just listening, you didn't watch it. Basically, I'm riding this skateboard, and the caption I put on TikTok, it was like me cosplaying myself at 12 years old, and it's just me riding a skateboard, and then I like turn the camera, and it's me cracking a green Monster Energy, and I'm wearing these fucking sunglasses, whatever. And Headstrong is playing, which we can't play the audio, so that's the song that's playing in the background. I'm gonna let this plane go over.
oh yeah, all my windows are open. Oops.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't go viral, but it was weird. It's like this. It was this weird internal thing where I was like, I don't want this to be the thing, and I think that's probably like it's a fear of a lot of like famous people. You hear like artists talking about it all the time. Like there's nothing worse for your career than a hit, right? Like,
Yeah.
look at fucking Gautier.
Fuck yeah, dude. Go Gautier.
Just like, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it easier? Is it actually hard, or is it just a perception that if you get really famous for like one thing that you couldn't pivot, or you couldn't, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't pretend to have the answers. I never pretend to have the answers.
I mean, in this specific context, had that video gone crazy, right? I mean, it would have been fine. Like,
Sure, it would have been fine.
I don't think that would have been.
Zoom out from my thing.
Yeah. I saw this girl recently who she made this video that was like, have you ever tried to just do a little side hobby, but then you accidentally end up becoming a full-time puppet influencer? And she had like 500,000 followers, and her whole Instagram was filled with her doing like lip sync videos with these puppets that she handmade, and they look like really good. They're like Sesame Street level puppets. Like, she's good at making these things. They're not like shitty.
Sure.
But she originally made a puppet of herself and just a dude puppet for like a love story music video. And she originally just did it to promote her music. She's like, I've been doing this now for like 2 years, and I never expected this to be the thing. And I've decided that I'm still going to do the puppet thing, but I'm also like, this Instagram is also now for my music. And she's just promoting her music now as well, too. I was like, it's a huge leap of faith. You know what I mean? Because she did get pigeonholed, you know, and she acknowledged that in this video. But that video was also then the most viewed video on her profile by a long shot as of recent.
Interesting.
So it was cool.
Do you think that's a problem that everybody does? Like, there's an influencer for everything, right? And that is a thing. It's like, you know, whatever your hobby is, I think a lot of people try to make a career out of it. And do you think it's a problem? Do you think people, like, there's a good chunk of people that can't just enjoy a hobby for the sole sake of enjoying a hobby?
100%. I think it's really hard. Well, I mean, it shouldn't be hard, but I think that, like, there's a lot of, you know, this is kind of a horse that's been beat dead a lot over the years with like grind culture shit and stuff like that. But it's like the things you love don't always have to be what makes you money, you know?
Yeah.
But that pressure is definitely there to like be unique and be special and create something. I mean, and from our perspective, like, we picked probably the most, you know, there's like a big three, right? There's like acting, making music, and I don't know, porn stars, like whatever. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, from our perspective, there's absolutely a difficulty there where it's like when you find out somebody makes music and then you find out that they just do it for themselves, even more so, like they have no plan on releasing it.
There's not many, like, yeah, I guess this kind of contradicts what I said, but like there's a lot of people who have a hobby that don't make it an influencer thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah, I love bowling. Yeah, I'm into fucking crochet.
Well,
But there's not many times that you meet anybody who writes songs that's like, I just do this for me.
yeah.
That's very rare.
No, that's
actually.
super rare. I mean, and that's because it's like, you know, it's a dream that's happened for decades. But I had my coworker, when I brought this bag to work the other day, he asked me if he could take a bunch of pictures of it because he's been working on like sewing tote bags. And he wanted to take a picture for like influencing. He was like, dude, the stitching's sick and it's like a really great shape and all that. And I was like, oh, do you make them, and like, do you ever want to like do like a stand at the Rose Bowl or like sell them? And he's like, no, I don't know. I'm just like figuring it out. Like, just, you know, for me. And I was like, oh, sick. And he's like, you know, fully just trying to like make shit for himself, which is cool.
It's awesome.
But he's like so serious about it too.
But that's the thing, man. That's.
But I'm saying, like, the point of the story is not that he should be doing more with it. The point was kind of to what you were saying, that I had my brain wrapped around like hearing that and being like, you're definitely like selling this, right? Or trying to scale it. Like,
Yeah.
You know, which is like kind of a poisonous mentality.
It is. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, creativity is supposed to be. It's supposed to just be like for you, right? Art is supposed to just be a thing that you do for yourself. And I mean, obviously, it's like some of it is a little bit just fucking branding, but like you hear stories of people who like when they really do something awesome and people really resonate with it, the underlying truth of that's at least said is that we were just doing this thing for fun, for us, and with no intention of like whether it's good for anybody else, and that's what made it connect with others. And it's like an epidemic of like the barrier of entry to becoming an influencer of whatever it may be, or let's not use the word influencer because I think that might even being a making your hobby your career. The barrier of entry to that is so much lower than it has ever been. So because of that, you have so many people just like fucking doing.
Yeah, but I don't even know if I agree with that anymore. Like, on a basic sense, like okay, there's this platform that I can promote myself with. Sure, right? But now everything is so oversaturated. Even like the smallest niche like has people fucking doing that, and you're always in a competitive space now. And like I think at some point, like, okay, was it possible to scale infinitely like it is today? No. But you could still just do your thing to a certain extent and know that you were the only person doing it if you had that idea at one point. And now you don't have that for the most part.
Yeah, there's not many original pieces of content.
Exactly. So it's almost like it seems like the barrier to entry is easy. And like, sure, anybody can start something, but for it to become your actual career, it's like, how do you captivate people to care enough to actually bring value to your idea? You know what I mean?
I guess less of a barrier entry to the success, but the barrier of entry to attempt is low. And that temptation of like, this could be my fucking thing.
Yeah.
Is low. So I think it like a great example is this fucking dude. He's a climber. Just get a lot of fucking rock climbing videos across my screen. And he posted some video and he's like 2 years ago, like I started posting videos of me like trying rock climbing for the first time. And now it's like my full-time job. Cool. Don't get me wrong. Usually when people try rock climbing, they're like, this is fucking awesome. I want to do it all the time. But it just got me thinking. It's like, if you get into a hobby and instantly start being like, I'm going to get good at this and document my process in getting good at this, it's almost like, is it a pure love or is this just a business venture? And the answer is probably both, but it creates a weird thing. Like it takes the purity out of a love for an activity or the love for a creation, you know?
Yes, I agree. It's sad.
It is sad. You should get a hobby.
I don't have time for a hobby.
Okay, but let's pretend that you have some time for a hobby, Carl. What hobby are you going to pick up? You can do a silly answer if you want, but also give me a real answer.
I mean, I've always wanted to do more photography, like actually seriously try to do photography.
I think we've talked about this on the pod. Photography's cool. Okay, how about less of a hobby?
I've thought about taking this thing while I still have it and just going and taking photos. Okay, it is a nice fucking camera, you know?
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Okay, what about not like a hobby? What about like an activity? Or like a...
I mean, I'd still like...
I know you like bowling, but would you like be like, I'm going to be on like a bowling league?
No, but it would be really cool to do bowling once a week. Like, I was doing that throughout the pandemic, and that was so fucking fun. Like, every Wednesday night, I would go bowling with friends. It was sick, you know? So that I mean, that would be cool. I would definitely do that. But I don't know if I would get into, like, a league situation. Because that just is, like, that takes work, right? And I'm the only person in this hypothetical.
Would you do volleyball? You like volleyball.
Yeah, I would do volleyball. I was thinking about it actually. I got invited to join a league, but it was on a night that I work and it starts at 7 and I work until 8. So I was like, yeah, sorry, can't. Actually got invited to 2 different leagues this summer. One with our friend Coco and another with my coworker.
Carl's getting scouted.
Well, I'm a tall guy, so
Indeed.
you know, there is that. But I almost guarantee I look better at volleyball than I actually am.
I'm so bad at volleyball. We played volleyball with our friend that Carl's talking about, our friend Coco. She like invited us all. She plays volleyball all the time with her friends down at the beach, and she's like, "Yeah, I should come. It'll be really fun. We'll play volleyball." And I get there, and there's like all these dudes, and they're like playing fucking volleyball.
Oh yeah.
Like shirtless, covered in sand, which you know is my fucking worst nightmare. Like there's not much.
And they're sweaty and covered in sand.
There's
dude,
not
so it
much
just
you could
sticks.
give me to make me voluntarily dive into the sand, damp with sweat. There's really not much. Like, sure, $10,000, yeah, but like, you know, but they were playing volleyball, and they were like, "Do you guys want to play?" And I said no. Because I knew instantly.
You saw the crowd and you were like,
I
I'm
was-
gonna ruin this for
I
everybody.
literally I was like, I'm not playing. And they're like, no, come on. I was like, I promise you're going to be like annoyed. Whoever team I'm on is going to be like
upset.
pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not like bad. Like, oh, you're trying. No, like I'm like annoying. Like, fuck. All right, I'll go get it. Like, that's how bad I am at fucking volleyball.
Oh, dude. And then it's like, it goes even another step further where there's like illegal hits and shit specifically for beach volleyball that you can't do with like regular volleyball.
All
too.
illegal hits over here.
Yeah,
I don't even
and
know what
it's
they
just-
are, but I'm sure I'm
dude,
not doing it right.
Bad. It's so bad. Like,
What's an illegal hit?
okay, so the big one that gets people when they first start doing beach instead of like indoor is that you can't receive a serve with an open hand. So, you know how like there's 2 ways to hit a volleyball. You can go like this.
Yeah.
Or you can go like this.
Okay.
You can't do this in beach volleyball.
That's the only one I can sometimes
you
manage
have to
do.
have closed hand hit, which would be the
that
arms
one
out.
I don't know how anybody does that. Like the ball might as well be a fucking cube, dude. It does it just sideways fucking behind me anywhere but up. That shit goes.
dude.
Like-
I mean, you have an experience that most
it's like
people
I'm playing
have.
volleyball with a fucking football, dude. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
All right.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Hey, some people were asking about a show. It's not 100% confirmed, but September 4th, for those who are asking, I'm probably going to be playing, Sungrove's going to be playing a show in Van Nuys. It's also opening day for the Eagles, so I'm going to make it like a dual watch party for the Eagles versus Cowboys, and then also a Sungrove show. Ideally, we would play after the game. But if for some reason that can't happen, I'm going to make sure we can project the game onto the stage while we're playing.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
Yeah, and we're all going to wear Eagles jerseys. except for
Especially
Cole.
our Patriots. No, because if we all wear Eagles jersey, then Cole is going to wear his Patriots jersey.
He's going to wear a Cowboys jersey.
Does he have one?
He'll probably find one. It would be funny if he wore a Cowboys jersey. It'd be lame if he wears a Pats jersey.
Yeah, but he's going to do that. Like, he's going to wear his Brady jersey. 100%.
We're all going to be in jerseys.
Which is awesome.
And Cole's going to be naked.
But Cole should wear his Patriots jersey because the Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So, you know.
All right, everybody. See you next week.
Goodbye.